Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And yeah, this is going to probably be a random talk episode because there's honestly so many things to talk about. First thing I would like to talk about, freaking K-pop fans strike again. I was like, because no, there is I guess a radio guy that died yesterday, and I clicked on it, and I think I did see a K-pop video, and I thought like it was somebody that had died in the K-pop community, but no, it was an actual like person that has absolutely nothing to do with K-pop, and these guys, I'm like, man. They use their videos to promote, like, or they use trends to promote their videos, like, and it's just, it has absolutely nothing to do with what's being talked about. And that's why I'm like, that's why I have such a problem with K-pop, because it's like somebody that lost their life and all you guys really care about is promoting your favorite K-pop artists and things. So, yeah, I'm like, all right, man, K-pop. 2020, that's what I feel like what the internet needs to, mainly Twitter, that's what we need to get rid of, because them guys is just annoying, and they don't even realize how annoying they are. They're just all like, oh, we're just sharing videos because we just think that that's the right thing to do. Like, no, nobody doesn't care about your videos, so stop sharing them. Like, if we cared, we would actually search for that type of stuff, but we don't, so therefore just stop sharing them. Like, we don't care. So anyways, and then a wrestler today, man. It's like that was some straight up karma for him. So this wrestler named Lars Sullivan, he, I guess a while ago, made some tweets and some posts that was sexist, homophobic, all this other crazy crap. And today today it was discovered that the man did gay porn. See, so I'm like, man, you can't like make homophobic. I mean, I guess maybe he thought like, oh well, since I did that, then I'm allowed to go out and say that I did that type of stuff. But if not, then like, yeah, you can't make like homophobic and all these other different remarks, and then you have stuff like that behind you and things like. Yeah, he hasn't. I think I think I checked because I was just like, oh, let me see if he came out and said anything about it. Deleted his Twitter account, and he hadn't posted anything on his Instagram account in a few days. So that man's like, I'm going into hiding. And I think they say he's still signed to WWE. So I'm like, man, that's gonna be a crazy comeback. Like we definitely gonna have to see some stuff about that, because that man, he might get booed when he comes back. He might not even come back to wrestling. That man, he might mess around and have to quit, freaking find another job, because it's like, you done built your name in wrestling, and then this is the price that you have to pay. Like, yeah, that's it's messed up, man. Like, I was like, I don't understand why people be doing that type of stuff on social media. Then you're aiming for a job where you want to be like in the public eye, like you want everybody to know who you are and things, and then you're out doing stuff like that. That's why I'm like, to me it just doesn't even make any sense. Like today I was watching I was watching the first episode of Kevin Hart's like documentary that he has on Netflix, and they were kind of touching up on that when he was making jokes about it and stuff. See, and the difference between that, like comparing it to somebody that was doing it before the fame and then comparing it to somebody that was doing it during their fame, Kevin Hart was doing that during his fame. and he was cracking jokes. This Lars Sullivan guy, they say he was making homophobic, sexist, and a bunch of different remarks. And he must have thought, like, oh, the wrestling stuff's never going to pay off and things. And then it does. And then, of course, like, I don't know. Like, to me, I just don't know why people would do that type of stuff. But, like, I don't know. Like, I guess, like, defending Kevin Hart's actions, because I know everybody's like, is that what I'm doing? I'm necessarily not. Like, overall, like, people shouldn't be, like, in this day and age, you can't talk about the gay community, the black community. You can't say anything about any community out there whatsoever. Like, you just have to come up with something else, talk about yourself, but you cannot say anything about any community, because you know these guys is gonna get offended. So that's why I'm like, that's why I say, like, to any rising comedian out there, to any rising wrestler out there, to anybody out there, do not make any remarks whatsoever that has something to do with a particular group or party. Like, leave them be. Come up with something else. See, that's like the thing that people needs to work on, is their creativity. Because if you can't work on your creativity, then I think the business that you're trying to get into, like, be a silent person. Be Marshawn Lynch. That man don't say absolutely nothing. And you know where that got him? Tomorrow's game with the Seahawks. Like, nah, but just saying, like, that's, you just don't say anything about anybody. Like, if you are gonna say nice things about them. Say nothing but nice things about them. Like me, I go, like, probably the only thing that person can find about me is my love for Samoan people. I love Samoan people. I don't know why I do. They just super chill. Like, they just, Samoan people, I'm like, man, I could just, if I had any other race to be, it'd be a Samoan person. Because I'm like, you guys got dope tattoos and y'all just chill. See, like, stuff like that. I'm like, and see somebody, they come out and they are like, they bring this up. And then they trying to, like, people are trying to, like, have me face backlash for it or something. I'm like, for saying that I love Samoan people, I'm not saying, I feel like somebody would do some stuff like that too. This comes out and they're going to be all like, TMossBoss says he loves Samoan people, but he doesn't say he loves everybody else. I'm like, I love everybody else. I just happen to love Samoan people a lot more. They're just super chill. Like, I'm like, it's like Islander people, Samoan people, like, they just some chill people. Like, that's what I like. If I had any other race to be, it had to be like an Islander or a Samoan, something. But I'm like, I don't know about anybody else. I'm like, it's, there's a lot of different races and a bunch of different people out there, but my preference, okay, I feel like everybody has had, like, their preference of who they want to be and stuff. Like, I'm like, you guys can't get mad at me for that type of stuff. You got white people, Asian people, you got every other race out there trying to act black. Trying to act like they from, like, the hoodest part of, like, Atlanta. And they're from freaking Seattle, Washington. Like, there is nothing, I don't know. Like, it's just, it's a weird world out there. So that's why I'm like, you know what? Be you. Don't get involved with anybody else. Stay silent and live your life. That's what I have to say about that. But, yeah, I'm like, seeing that, I'm like, dang. So I'm like, yeah, that guy, I don't know if he might come back to wrestling. What else is trending on Twitter? I feel like you're talking about the stuff that's trending on Twitter and things. Nothing. Dang, that's messed up. I did see this video, though, on Twitter. It was, man, like, I don't know what they be having on Disney Plus, but I'm honestly thinking about getting it, because I just want to watch this show. They had a show up on there where, I guess, like, so the scene is like this guy, it's a man and a dog, and they're, like, I guess, talking to each other, and this guy comes in, and he's all like, hey, the pound is out here to pick this dog up. Then the dog, like, ran from the table, ran up on the guy, jumped, and it straight up turned into a dude, straight just hooking that man across his face. I'm like, wow. They just gotta act like we didn't just see this. Like, I don't know why. That was another time something like that had happened. It was a Michael Jordan commercial. It was a Michael Jordan commercial, and they had where it was Michael Jordan and his mom. They were shooting around, and she was just like, no, you have to shoot like this. And they just show her throwing the basketball, and then they just cuts to a scene where the basketball is like going in the hoop every single time. And then it got to a point where she took off, or she was like getting ready to take off, but then it just switched to some random black guy, and then he goes and dunks the ball. I'm like, you guys gotta act like we didn't just see that. Like, I don't understand why they be doing that in commercials and things. Like, I understand when they be doing it in like movies and things like for comedy reasons, but yeah, I'm like, especially I'm like in movies, like you be watching like old like '60s movies and stuff. You'll see that type of stuff. You'll see. It was this one old movie called "It's a Mad, 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 Mad World." Super long title, but it's a good movie. It was a movie I grew up watching and stuff. But anyways, no, there is like scenes where you be watching, like if you watch it like in the theaters now or like on the 4K or HD TV and things like HD quality, you'll see like back then you couldn't really tell, but now like they'll show it where it would be somebody like me. Like they'll show it where I'm like I'm about to start fighting a person, and then it just cuts to a completely. It'll cut to like Terry Crews doing my stunts. You see what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that where I'm like, man, you guys got to. That's why I'm like, I'll be that person where I do my own stunts. If I get hurt, I get hurt. But or like some digital stuff. But I can't have it where somebody else is doing my stunts and they don't even look like me and stuff. So I need me a water break. Some good water. But anyways, yeah, I'm like when I see that in movies when they be doing like other people where it's like when they show the stuntman and they just don't even look like the person. I'm like, man, you guys, y'all honestly didn't think that far. I'm like, you guys just thought, oh, we just put them in the same outfit and then then they're just saying nobody won't be able to tell. I'm like, everybody would tell. Like they must have thought like HD TVs like higher quality stuff will come out because I'm like you can honestly see it's two different people there. So that's all. I'm like me. I'll be the next Tom Cruise. I'll do my own stunts. What else? Yeah, just don't have it where I'm like just don't have it where there's somebody else up there. They don't even look like me and things. So that's what I'm like. Yeah, I encourage all movie actors out there do your own stunts because they're gonna straight do you dirty and things if they don't get look alike or they don't hurry up and cut it fast to where you can't even really tell whether it's a different person or not. But I know the one movie though, I was all like, they actually did pretty good with that, with the stunts and things, because it's like you can't even like really tell the person. Like it was just like I feel like that was the perfect movie to like if you guys gonna do like have it where there's gonna be stuntmen like in the scene and stuff, have it where it's like the movie Us. That movie Us, because obviously, yeah, you know the actors in that movie they didn't have twins. But you would have sworn up and down that movie, it was like twins. It was two different people and things like. And then I know there were some scenes where they had it where they just didn't even show the stunt person's face. They just show them from behind. So I'm like, okay, if it's something like that, they're showing me from behind, then cool. But if I like turn around and then like I said, it's a completely different person, and then all of a sudden then the next scene starts and then it's my face and things, but standing in the same position, I'm like, yeah, people are gonna call me out on that. They're gonna call me out on that and stuff. So I cannot have that. I can't have that at all. But yeah, I'm like, we need better. Like I don't know. That thing with some of the movies, them people don't even care. They're all like, look, the movie's gonna be good regardless, so let's just move on with it and stuff. But anyways, what else? I'm still wearing my off-white shoes. I haven't really taken these shoes off. I was gonna wear them out today, but I was like, no, I want to wear them when I go to work and stuff. Cause I'm like, that's what I do. Like I wear my shoes. But I'll break them in and stuff at home and just wear them all around the house and then wear them to work and things. So then I'm like, and I got like it has my scent. It has like it's a little bit more comfortable and things. I ain't broken them in and stuff because even when I'm at work, like I don't really get to wear them like unless I'm like walking to work during my lunch break or after work where I'm heading home and stuff. So that's all. Like I try to wear them as much as I can over the weekend. But nah, these shoes. It's just crazy how they got like these spike things at the bottom. I'm like, man, it's like it's like weird. Like I'm like, I can't wait to like test these outside and stuff because I'm like, I already know it's gonna be crazy and things. But anyway, I know somebody they try to like mess with me. I'm like, yeah, you just gonna get a shoe just full of spikes, like, and these like spikes, they're kind of like hard too. They're not like some like wobbly spikes. So it's like, yeah, it's gonna take like a lot of like wearing and stuff to like wear them down. Most likely, I know I already start thinking about it when I'm like done worn these shoes so many times and then going like look at the bottom of it to see if all the spikes are still there. I know some of them spikes are gonna probably be gone and things. So that's all. I'm like, man, that'd be messed up. But overall, I'm like, nah, I still got me a pair of off-white shoes. Like, that's something where I'm like, I just can't let that go. Like, that's like honestly a really good way to just end the year off. Like, I feel like every year I ain't had some like crazy ending. I feel like this year I'm like, yo, like that's just dope that I got me a pair of off-white shoes and things. So I'm like that ain't gonna spoil my end year, my year end, wherever you want to call it. I don't know, but anyways, now I had to like retie the shoe because the shoelaces, they're a little small, but then they got like these like double shoelaces where it kind of confuses me and it throws me off a little bit. But overall, I'm still gonna rock these shoes. No, it's funny because I think there is all like I think these were originally supposed to be like women's shoes, but then there's just all like, nah, men gonna be wearing these shoes too, so let's just make them for men too. Cause like no, you look them up. I'm like but like no, cause there's like you look them up, then they are like just nothing but women's sizes. But even when I had went to the store, they had them in the men's section. So I'm like, to me, it's one of them like universal shoes, them unisex shoes. Like anybody can wear these shoes and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna rock these. I don't care. These is like a size. I think they were saying it's like a size 12. Yeah, it's a size 12 women and then a 10.5 men, but it don't even feel like a 10.5 for men. It honestly feels like a size 10 because I got some shoes that feel the same exact way and things. So I'm like, I'm glad I went with a 10.5 because I'm like, if I tried the 10, I'm like, dang, the feet would have been all tight in there. It felt like some like 9s or something. I remember I was gonna get these Jordans. It was these like Bumblebee colorway Jordans. It was these black and yellow Jordans. And I thought they were nice looking. I was just like, because I think even a coworker of mine, or an old coworker, I think he had some Jordans like that. I remember he wore them in. And I was just like, yo, those are dope. So I was like, I seen it. I think they like re-released them. And I was just like, oh, I'm like, I might as well get me a pair. That's the thing. That's my problem. Like when there's some shoes that I want, I'm like, I always like, I just stopped doing that. I'm like, no, I'm not going to wait. Like, if I don't want the shoes, I'm not going to get them. But if I do want the shoes, I should not wait. Like, I should just go in and get them and things. I'm like, because it's like, if I, like, honestly, if I wait on these off-white shoes, most likely wouldn't have gotten them in my size. If I had waited for, like, any other pairs of shoes that I wanted, I'm like, most likely wouldn't have gotten them in my size. I was like, with these Jordans I had gotten them beginning of the year, I was like, I remember I seen them in store, but I'm like, I know they don't have my size. I know they don't. And I know those has to be like a size 8 or like a size like 13, 14, like sizes that nobody don't be buying and things, but like 9.5s, 10.5s, 11s, yeah, people gonna be buying those size. And they might not even be wearing that size. They might just be buying it. They're all like, oh, well, it's too big for me, so I'm just gonna stuff the toes. Because I think that's why I was like, when I went to go get the Jordans that morning, there was a guy in there. He got his pair. I think he was 11, but he got a 12, and he was just like, oh, I'll make it fit. And he bought his shoes. I'm like, that's some, like, I do the same thing if they don't have my shoes. If they don't have them, I'm like, it's like, what, half a size bigger or a size bigger and things? I'm like, I'll buy them. But no, it was that day. I'll never forget that. That's like, I think I done talked about that multiple times. They so they had it where they had some shoes come in. But then there's, I guess, like they said, the rest of them not going to come in till later on that day because of the snowstorm that had happened a couple of weeks before. So there was, like, stuff was delayed and things. And so anyways, I go in there and they was all like, yeah, people bought their shoes. Came down to these, like, 3 people. But it was, like, one of them, like, TV shows, like, where it's, like, it's, like, you and a few other people. And then they talk over, like, all the better people and things. And I was like, I was straight up the chosen one. I was like, I was the one. I won the whole TV show. I won the whole show and things. And so they go and they was just like, so bad news, good news and bad news. They was just like, bad news, we only have one size left. The good news is that more of them are coming in today. So you're going to have to come in by 3 o'clock and get them. And man, I was like, yo, I'm just so glad it was like the right amount of people was there. You know, and they got their shoes. But there was like the one lady. I'm like, that's why y'all two didn't get your shoes. Because this lady come off up in here buying 3 pairs of them and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that lady, I'm like, man, you just don't care about nobody. See, that's in like them reseller people. I will never. That's what I'm like, I want people ask me like, because I know people were asking would I resell these off-white shoes. No. I'm wearing these shoes for myself. I will never ever step in that reselling game. Like, if I did, then it's just like maybe for the honestly, I would rather give the shoes away for free. That's like me. I'm like, I'd rather be that YouTuber with like millions of subscribers, and I'm able to buy any shoes I want to buy, get any shoes I want to get, and rather than reselling them, I'd just rather pick a random fan and be like, here you go, you can have these shoes for free. I don't need you to pay me no $1,000 for some $200 shoes. Like, no, that's not me. So when the time does come and that does happen, yeah, I'm not going to be reselling shoes. If anything, I'll be giving them away for free. If I do resell the shoes, then I don't know. I most likely forgot what I just currently said, and then yeah, just started reselling shoes, and then somebody's gonna probably bring this. This is exactly what I was talking about in that beginning, and then somebody's gonna come out and they're like, TMossBoss reselling shoes, even though he said in an old episode of his podcast that he would never resell shoes. Then I gotta come out and an apology and things. So if it does happen, you know what? I'm apologizing right now. I apologize for going against my word and not sticking to the plan. So yeah, I apologize for that. And if I feel like I might give people a refund, then I will. But if I gotta get stuff that week, then I'm sorry. Then yeah, I'll probably stop and then come back, and I'll end up apologizing again. But I'm like, I don't know. The future, I don't know what it holds for me and stuff. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. This has been another episode of the TMossBoss Show. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss and it will knock $20 off your first purchase. Man, that was a good outro. That was a really good, I don't even know why. I'm just happy that was a good outro. I didn't mess up, fumble, nothing. Like, that was a perfectly escalated outro. On that being said, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and end it. So, thank you guys for watching and or listening. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.